Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. We are gonna do a reading for the collective. I just feel like something needs to get out, okay? We're gonna be using What's the News, and then we're also gonna use just the major arcana of the Good Tarot. I also have our Mystical Moon, which is kind of more timeliney stuff. Yin Yang if we need it, and the Synchronicity deck. So we'll see. I want to start with What's the News, and just see if what central themes are coming out. I was just on TikTok for a little while, and shit's bad. There's Nazis marching in Ohio. Okay. Real small dick energy, like tiny dick energy. And also, Trump is already putting into plan his mass migration for when he's in office. He said he will declare a state of emergency first thing. So we've got 63 days until Inauguration Day. Do what you will with that information. Legal court paperwork filed. How can we show up for people who are going to be affected by this? How can we utilize our privilege for this? I am in the I think building networks is really important. I'm in the political party of the La Raza, which is a lot of Hispanic folks, a lot of brown berets from the time of the civil rights era, a little after that. It's a growing party. It's a political party. If you'd like to join, hit me up. I can hook you up with the people to get in touch with. But I think getting into whatever's already established, right, is really a great thing. Being able to utilize your privilege within that space or use it for that space, right? I am the mother of a child who is black and white, but very white passing. But he's also disabled. He's autistic. So I think I'm just sharing because I know what I look like. I know my upbringing was very privileged. Since my adult life, I've, been in the trenches a little bit, but still very privileged. So I feel like whatever access we have regarding legal, because I was talking about the Trump, I have some friends in organizations here in Arizona too. I'm thinking about right now. I will get in touch with them and see if there's anything that, like a call to action or anything. They're down in Tucson. There's a lot of really great organizations already established that you can volunteer at. I'm thinking of No Mas Muertes, or No More Deaths, especially down in Tucson. We did a water job with them when we were in our master's program. So we hiked out into the desert where a lot of migrants come in to the United States on the US-Arizona border, and we dropped canned goods and water, gallons of water. And that's the organization that does a lot of that. I did see something about Trump and this administration considering nonprofits to be terrorist organizations. I don't know who said that. I don't know who I heard that from, but I've been really in the process of, I'll share here. I haven't wanted to share this information publicly, but I've been in the process of establishing or getting ready to establish a nonprofit. My project for the Home Free Homestead also. So like whatever projects you have that can benefit humanity, now's the fucking time, right? And take legal action to safeguard them, right? I know it takes money. But if you have money, or if you have family that you can borrow money from, or if you, whatever privilege you have, look into that, all right? Wow, I wasn't planning on sharing all that. Squad, reconciliation, soul tribe, and close friends. Yeah, build those networks. Now's the time. Internet is a great thing, but like in person is super important, right? Because let's keep it real. If they start going door to door, if they start rounding people up, we're watching this happen in the West Bank, and in Palestine, in Gaza. So remember that the IOF trains American police, right? Especially in urban settings, right? Cop cities are a thing. Remember all of that. All that to say is building networks is super important. Having them backed legally is super important. Or joining what already exists is also 100, right? Start there. Okay. Love on the brain. Honeymooning, talking often, feeling all the feels. I'm going to ignore that because this is a collective reading. TikTok, deadline, procrastination, too busy. I think for a lot of people, money is the main thing. I mean, money and attitude, because a lot of people just don't give a fuck about other people. But I think that we are 63 days, yo. I think another thing is to not be only worried about yourself. That's not going to work this time. I'm going to share something quick. I was married to baby daddy. We got married in 2016 while Obama was still in office, and we were in an interracial relationship, right? And when Trump got into office, it was rough. So yeah, check on your friends who are in, interracial or same-sex relationships, or especially trans folks as well. Check on them. Make sure that you have, networks with them as well. Because it was rough. It was a completely different environment when Trump got into office. Completely different. Obviously, for everyone, right? But as someone who, I don't need to explain it. It was different. Laughter, wholeness, overjoyed, smiling. I think that's an important thing. Not to be rude, right? But also, if and when you have the ability to be lighthearted, experience joy, remember that in itself is resistance, especially if you are someone who is oppressed. It's not so much resistance for, people who aren't impacted by anything. It's kind of selfish at that point. So whoever's on the other side of the screen, take it for what it is for you. All right, lift off, fast action, progression forward. The wait is over. Maybe you're expecting money to come in. Tax season's coming up again. We'll see. Whatever it is that I'm not sure. I feel like the wait is over is speaking to. Heart to heart, deep conversations, intimate discussions, blunt and honest. I feel like this goes back to the squad. It could be romantic, but I'm not reading for that. Make sure the people that you have in your life are people that you can ride with, like apocalypse teams, right? Like, make sure that they're folks that you can trust, right? Fully vet whoever's in your area for what's coming, right? peep what people are saying on Facebook too in your area. Let me tell you, here it's cray. I got friends in Prescott, and they are brown folks, and they were like, I just talked to him yesterday, and he's like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of white folks. And I was in Prescott for a minute, and the college, Prescott College, was doing a lot of social justice work a few years ago. Wow, that was like 10 years ago and before. And then again, the way that Trump has shifted the white delusion. I'm seeing that on TikTok. We're not calling it white supremacy anymore. We're calling it white delusion. Yeah. I don't want to get copyrighted. I probably already am. Alright. Mr. Hootie's so jumpy with these cards. Chariot in reverse. It means that there's movement. In reverse, it means that there's stagnation. Maybe people are just feeling like the fear is freezing them. Empress, it's divine feminine energy. Check out what we're doing in that vicinity, or field, whatever. It's been a long day. I'm tired. Divine feminine is, yeah, we're going through the whole divine feminine deck in one of my other segments, to learn from all of these women, because again, this tiny dick energy is really, really hostile towards women. Get self-defense, verse yourself in it. Hierophant, that is studying, learning new things to stand in your power efficiently, right? Confidently. So yeah, and I was saying on that self-defense, divine feminine is not to be fucked with, especially in that Hierophant energy. All right. The Fool. The Fool speaks to taking a chance on an idea, moving forward without everything, you know, moving forward. Like, the time is now. The time is now. Right? But then we have this too, right? So, like, whatever you've been thinking about, it's time to take that leap of faith. I just did a leap of faith reading not too long ago. It's time. It is time. What is that from? Transformation. It's pretty self-explanatory. Do you before you expect others to do them, or at least alongside of. You can't call people out on shit that they that you yourself haven't done, right? And the Sun in reverse. I think we know that dark times are here. The best we can do is just what we already talked about, you know? Can you please give me a timeline on, in addition to the 63 days, what kind of time frame can we look at for collective liberation? Let's stay positive. Oh, that's so funny. That's fucking weird. This isn't even from this deck. Okay, so every card deck you get gives you like a little info card usually. And this is the info card that I just pulled. It says reminder, Angel Whispers, which is not even this deck. That's this deck. that we're not using right now. Angel whispers are the guidance that is always within you. Your ability to find the answer that is needed is your innate superpower. In this moment, close your eyes and ask, what is my next right move? Place your trust in the first answer you receive, as your higher self is always connected to what is best for you. Trust. So my question was, what time frame? Because these are time frame cards. This is not even in the deck. What time frame for collective liberation? What is the next right move? So we're being told to ask, all of those who are watching this, we're being asked to ask ourselves that. What is the next, how are we navigating what we've already talked about and pulled? What is your next move? The time frame isn't important. It's, what are you being told to do? Because remember, this Chariot came out in reverse, which means we're stagnant, right? So what movement? Because it says, what is my next right move? That's magic. It's fucking magical. You know what's crazy is this clock. The time is 11. Well, the time is 4:55, but the numbers are, if you use them as a date, it's 11/4, or maybe it's April 11th. So this is the day before election day, though. It's kind of interesting. Ultimately, the work needs to continue. But I think we can imagine what life would be like for a lot of people if nonprofits were deemed terrorist organizations. Trump is trying to take all of the generals out of the military and put his own in. That is a dictator move. They're trying to change the Constitution. I mean, we've watched genocide play out for over a year. Like, what are we expecting, you know? That's why you need to get very clear about your role, what your purpose is, how you can make the world a better place, because we are this time. I mean, it's been time, right? Different groups of people have experienced things for a long time. I'm not trying to undermine any of that, but I am saying, as far as this country goes, having a bunch of really poor people think that a billionaire is going to help them out and they, helped him out, is crazy. Trump was really good friends with, timing is much farther in the future. We asked about collective liberation. So, by the end of this week, today's Monday. If you're not seeing this on a Monday, that's okay. Take it for whatever it is, wherever you're seeing this. By the end of this week, why don't you have your answer for this question? What is my next right move? And remember to place your trust in the first answer you receive. Because again, it's going to take... Aww! It's happening now. It is happening now. And that's the thing. We need to stay in that space. You need to stay in that space of, like, we've never, as humanity, experienced this many people fighting for rights, right? We have a little bit of cognitive dissonance in regards to political parties, but as usual. I think that the best thing to do is really be super compassionate and caring for those who are around you who are impacted by this more, and continue to utilize your privilege. If you'd like to get into the political party I'm in, let me know. I'll hook you up with Todd. Yesterday I became the treasurer for Arizona, but there's no money yet, so I was like, I don't know, bro. He was like, there's no money. I'm like, okay, I can do that. All right, I'm gonna let you go. Keep organizing. If you're not in any organizing, find those of you who, find people in your area who are, right? Some of us have master's degree in community organizing and human rights. So, anything else? I got like 3 minutes. Give us a time on some big monumental shift. Yeah, let's do that. August. All right. Have a good one, y'all.